everybody! Hello to all the wonderful boys and girls around the world. Have a good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us today as we read a little book called The Prince and the Porker. Let's get started. Pignatius was passing the palace one day when he saw 10 fresh buns left to cool on a tray. Thought Pignatius, I'm sure that it's fine if I try just one bun. That still leaves them 9. Delicious, he said as he chomped on that bun. And the next, until soon there were none. I wonder, he thought, if they'd made any more. I think I'll just check. And he crept through the door. Pignatius was eyeing a big jar of cream when the cook scurried in and leapt out a huge scream. He's eaten the prince's fresh buns! Everyone! Oops, thought Pignatius. I think I'd best run. He fled from the kitchen and into the hall, which was being prepared for a banquet and ball. Stop! Cried the cook as he nipped past the chairs and made his escape up the great flight of stairs. I wonder who sleeps in this chamber, he said, as he entered a room with a 4-poster bed. The bedroom was splendid. The pig was impressed. He chuckled, there's even a dressing-up chest. He had to admit that he cut a fine dash with his buckles and breeches and blue satin sash. What larks! He exclaimed as he added a wig that hid half his face. It was slightly too big. He admired his reflection from front, back, and side. But what was that noise on the landing outside? Then the cook and the butler, 6 maids and a groom, plus several footmen, burst into the room. Pignatius grinned nervously, eyeing the crowd, but to his astonishment, the butler said, Pardon this dreadful intrusion, your highness. I fear that there's been some confusion. The cook is mistaken. It's quite clear to see now. What does your highness desire for his tea? Gosh, thought Pignatius, they think I'm the prince. And he said, for my tea, I'd like chocolate and quince. At once, bowed the butler. The pig thought, what fun! And he cheekily added, and bring me a fresh bun. Then he ordered a cinnamon tart, nice and hot, and 2 jelly trifles, the biggest one you've got, 3 tubs of syllabub, 4 trickle rolls, 5 figgy puddings with custard, 6 bowls, 7 gateaux, 8 gooseberry pies, 9 fondant fancies of extra large size. And lastly the pig said, I almost forgot, 10 gallons of cream. And he gobbled the whole lot. Then it was time to inspect the new guard, who were neatly lined up by the gate in the yard. Now for more fun, thought the mischievous hog, and he ordered the soldiers to hop like a frog. He made them do cartwheels and gallop and leap, till they all ended up in a big tangled heap. Then he blew the head gardener's pumpkin to bits, kaboom! And startled two duchesses out of their wits. "Now," said Pignatius, "I fancy more grub. Bring me some sweets in a very large tub." Pignatius was munching a mouthful of mints when into the hall strode the genuine prince. The butler took hold of Pignatius' wig, then pulled it and gasped, "Goodness gracious! A pig!" The cook cried, "I knew that I wasn't mistaken. I'll have him for sausages, gammon, and bacon." She turned to the prince as he stood in the hall and told how Pignatius had hoodwinked them all. "Do you seriously mean," said the prince with great glee, "that you truly believed that porker was me?" "Pig," he declared, "you've been nothing but trouble. However, I might have some use for a double." Pignatius now gets to eat chocolate and quince and sleeps in a chamber next door to the prince. But once every week he has to agree that he'll dress up as the prince and go down to have tea with the terrible dragon. The prince's Aunt Alice, when she comes every Thursday to visit the palace. The end. Thank you, children, as we read this funny story about Pignatius pretending to be the prince and how they look alike. Do you think you have a person in the world that looks like you? I think we all do, somewhere out there. Now, children, remember to go back into your book, read the story, and take a look at all the wonderful drawing. I really think you would enjoy this story. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day, good night, and good morning to you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.